Welcome. Today we're going to look at the GotoWebinar software from Citrix Online. The GotoWebinar software is available for a 30-day trial, but beyond that time, it's a product for which you pay a monthly fee to access. The price is based on the number of concurrent attendees in your meetings. GotoWebinar software is $98 per month for up to 100 participants, or $398 per month for up to 500 concurrent participants. If you have a small number of users, their sister product, GoToMeeting, is $49 a month for up to 25 people. My colleague Susie enrolled in the 30-day GoToWebinar trial, and she was also able to invite other people to be hosts on her trial, and she invited me to be a host. When I became a host, I created a username and password at Citrix and got this handy GoToWebinar download icon. So I'm going to double click on that now. As a host, I can schedule webinars. I can choose whether I want to have a webinar meeting right now or schedule a webinar for later. I'm going to go ahead and schedule a webinar for later. I have to enter my email address here to log in. And I get right to my schedule a webinar screen. So I'm going to schedule a webinar and call it 610. I can add a description here, trial of GoToWebinar features. And I can choose which day to start. This type option is really quite interesting. One is a one-time only webinar. A series is a set of webinars. I'll just click on it. Attendees will choose which dates to attend when registering for the webinar so that they can choose one of a number of options. And a sequence would be like a regular meeting. So every Tuesday morning at 9, we get together and meet. I'm going to do a one-session webinar, and I'm going to just set a start time here. One of the things I really like is that I can work in my own time zone, and it will adjust for everyone else's time zone. And here we go. I'll just choose my Eastern time zone, and I'll go ahead and schedule. Okay, so this is the Manage Webinar screen. This is a screen that you have when you're before you start your webinar. From the screen, I can practice or start my webinar, but I want to talk about some of the other options on this screen first. So first of all, I've got my title and my trial and my description. I can edit them at any time. I've got the date. I can add it to a calendar. I can edit. I have access to a phone number that I can provide. So if people are participating via telephone, they can do that. The neat thing is participants can access from a Mac, a smart device, a tablet or a smartphone, a PC, or they can use the numbers here to access from a telephone. This edit gives me the option of adding my own conference service. If I have maybe I'm a company and I'm presenting some information to a customer, I can add branding. Perhaps I'm inviting guest speakers or I'm having a panelist discussion, I can do that. Here, this is the URL that I can send off to people to share the webinar. And what I like is that I can email myself the invitation so that I can use my own email list. And I've got confirmation here. I can also set up polls and surveys ahead of time, and that's a nice feature too. Okay. So that's setting up webinars. For inviting people to meetings, it's really quite easy. Once I do that, I get an email from Citrix that looks like this. So join us for our webinar, and then the logo here, and I can forward this on to people I want. I can cut and paste this. I can do whatever I want with this in order to get people into meetings. Okay, so that's how we set up webinars. And what I'm going to do next in video 2, we're going to talk about how we get into webinars, what we can do inside those webinars. So go ahead and join us in video 2, and I'll see you there shortly.